Hi Emma, I thought I'd do a quick video rather than try and print drawings and things at this time of night. Um, don't worry about changing your mind; it's all part of the process, and I'm very used to it. And given that you've actually done most of the designing on this wall, I think I've got off quite lightly. So don't worry. So we have been looking at the ironing board here and here. Those are both still viable options. It does come down to personal preference. Now I think you probably meant I've shown the ironing board here leaning against this air or heating thing, and we can move this whole assembly this way. Excuse me, I yawn in every single video, I don't know why. There's a bit of a gap there we can use. I think I'm confident we can create space here, but I think what you were suggesting is that we actually on a day-to-day basis we show the drying racks in their down position, and you have the ironing board leaning up against them. I think that would work. I think you have got plenty of room in this space for, we'll find somewhere for an ironing board. This area then becomes more about mops and hoovers and things like that. I don't know what type of hoover you've got, but older looking things like a Henry or a Millet where they just roll around on the ground and you have a long handle. This tool holder is very good for typical hoover diameters. There's a smaller diameter version which is good for some mops and brushes. I generally have a bunch of these in my samples box, but I will make sure that that is sort of fully stocked, and all of these little track hooks and things like this, rather than sort of overthink what will work, what won't work, I'll just bring a bunch of them with me, and we'll account for that in the budget, or if I feel you owe me a couple of more quid on install day, we can talk about that. But I think this is now enough to make a decision and say, well, do we want it on the March for April shipment, or do you want to wait another month? So if you feel happy about making a decision tomorrow, let's make that decision. One more thing is I've given the option of solid shelves up here or the wire shelves. Let's just have a look at the wire shelves while we're playing around with videos. File, open. It's Emma 11, I think. I can't remember. What was that one? It's 11. Okay. Let's just let this open up. Horrible noise. Put that in transparent. Yeah, so this is using the standard Elfa wire shelves, and although I haven't shown it because it would have meant a little bit of fiddling around, one of the ideas I did have is that you could, this shelf here, you could have one of them down here as well if you if you felt it was useful to stick the hoover on that. Otherwise the hoover can just sit on the floor. So let me know whether you want wire or solid. I've got a feeling the solid was more expensive, and the only argument for having solid is if you intend to put books, files or paperwork up there. Otherwise the wire is going to be more than enough and easier and cheaper than the solid white shelves. Right, it's definitely bedtime. Don't feel rushed, but I think there's an opportunity to get this done for the next import. Let me know. Alright, take care, bye bye. And look, if you do want to change your mind about anything, it's no trouble. This has been a super easy job, so don't worry about it. Alright.